Alright, so our BPM is 166, I believe. And we are in F minor. I'm not sure what I want to do yet. I'm just kind of playing around with some ideas right now. Ooh, I think what I'm gonna do is make something crazy with a bunch of strings, and then once I'm done going crazy with a whole bunch of different strings, I'm gonna automate a bunch of halftime, maybe some flanger, some phaser, some other crazy stuff, just to see like what happens to it. It's kind of like using Portal, except it's like the free way of using Portal without actually having Portal. You'll see what I mean later on when you start automating that sort of stuff. But for now, let's go crazy on the strings. So um, I'm not really sure if I like this or not. Let's keep it simple for now. Let's do this. And then we'll do like a high note playing on top. Okay. I'm gonna add some more different strings. Like I said, I'm gonna go crazy on the strings just to see what happens when I start automating the halftime to it. Um, so let's try something else. I don't want to do all strings because, well, I want some different flavors of strings, and all strings kind of throws them all together into one flavor, if that makes sense. Let's do a cello. Here, I'm gonna just mirror this. I say mirror, that's not the right word, but you know what I mean. Use the same note. Let's add more strings. So we have a cello, we have violins. We can add something lower if we wanted to. Bass. And then at the end of each phrase, we could just kind of repeat that. instead of repeating it, let's do something like this. Yeah. Give it some more movement in the middle here. I know that this is the same note, just an octave different. So let's actually change that. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So what I did was I noticed that this is the exact same note, F, as this note, just an octave higher or lower, however you want to think of it. So to give it a little bit more movement, a little bit more tension going from the end of this phrase to the beginning of the next phrase, instead of having the note be exactly the same, just move it up or down one, and I chose down, and it gave it a little bit more movement. It's like like it goes up before coming back down, or vice versa. This would probably work. It also works, yeah. So it's just a slightly different feel. This sounds a little bit sadder, a little bit darker than this. Or maybe not sadder, but darker, I guess, is a way of describing it. Anyway, it's just a different feel. Okay, so I've got a bunch of strings here. I'm gonna add. I know I said I was gonna go crazy on strings. Let me see if I can add like a wind instrument. I like just having that. I guess that'll be enough. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is what I was talking about earlier, is I'm gonna go ahead and put everything here, so everything's playing at once, and then I'm going to let's see here, route everything to the exact same mixer channel. Then we're going to start loading things on that we want to automate. So I'm going to be automating some halftime, and I think it's the phaser. And why don't we do a flanger as well? So with these effects, sounds like this now. So when we automate it, it's going to kind of go between this and what we had before. So let's do that. You can go crazy with the automation. I'm going to do something simple, and then just kind of tweak it as I go. That's just the halftime automating too. Let's automate the phaser as well. And I'm gonna copy the state of this one, paste it into the phaser, see what it sounds like. Okay, it's kind of jumpy. I'm gonna try flipping it. Still kind of jumpy. Okay, so I'm gonna make these a little bit smoother instead of sharp. So it's not so jumpy sounding. Hopefully. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is take this and stretch it and make everything, instead of going like in between, I'm going to make everything go like right on the notes. So let me try that. So this will go to the 1. And the reason why I'm doing this is because it was a little bit jumpy sounding to me, which can sound fine. It just didn't sound great to me on this particular track. Let's do the same thing for the flanger. Copy this. And flip it. I'm going to change the maximum and the minimum of this to, let's say, 25 and 75. That way we have a constant, like, stream of, what is this, a phaser? Like a constant phase. See how it's only going between there and there now? So it's always going to be slightly on, but it's also never going to be fully on. So it's kind of in the middle. And I think I'll do the same thing to this. Actually, I think I'm going to change the minimums back to 0. That way they can reach 0, but they can't reach 100%. So they're never fully on, but sometimes they turn off. Okay, this part right here seems to give me some trouble. And I think we're basically done. And then what I like to do is save the patterns. That way later on I can still use them and I still have them in this project. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. There's probably a much faster way of doing this. If somebody knows a faster way, please let me know in the comments. And I think for now I'm just going to get rid of all of them. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll consolidate like individual parts at a time, but for now I think I'm just going to leave the melody as is. Okay. So now we can start adding like drums and stuff to it. And also, by the way, if you have access to Portal, you may notice that some of the automation we did kind of mimicked some of that effect, and that's what I was talking about earlier. Yeah, I tend not to pay for most things, except for, I tend not to buy things if I can avoid it. Halftime is an exception. I did buy Halftime just because it's so useful and just cool in general, but even Halftime can be recreated using other plugins, I'm pretty sure, so yeah, do things free if you can. That's my motto, so. Alright, let's add some drums. It's kind of a chill song. I'm gonna start with hi-hats. And one thing I've been really enjoying is using two different hi-hats that have slightly different like sound profiles. Like this one's kind of the softer sounding one, whereas the first one I chose is more of a like a hit and like a zip kind of a sound. So they're two kind of different sounds, and then instead of doing the typical two-step, do the 4 steps on each, and then just take one of them and shift it over. So take this one, and what is the hotkey? I don't remember. Shift Control? Yeah, okay. Shift Control and then arrow over. So I'm going to try switching this one instead. And turning this one down so that's a little bit lower. Just a little bit of limiting. Get a little bit louder. Perfect. Alright, let's get a clap. Control B as in baseball bat. not sure if I want a long 808 or a short 808. I think I want a long 808. This is pretty low. I may move it up. I'm not sure yet. Yeah, so if you just listen to this, it's really low. Although, I think I kind of like it. I think it's just high enough to where you can hear what's going on. Um, Sometimes it can be too low, in my opinion, and you want to shift it up like this. But that doesn't sound quite as good to me. And that's basically it. We haven't even saved this, have we? Let's see, we're in F minor. 166 BPM. And the name of this is